What is going on, family? The Houston Texans are heading into the next stage. They are wrapping up OTAs. What's next on the schedule? Mandatory minicamp. Now, you see the word mandatory, and immediately I go to CJ Stroud. Is he going to be participating in throwing activities or not? We know he's doing everything else. We've heard from offensive coordinator Nick Caley. He's in the film room. He's doing all the right things. His individual workouts on the sideline, talking to the boys, mentoring the young guys, which was brought to us by Big Sarge. So CJ Stroud is in attendance. He's just not throwing the football. Now, mandatory minicamp. When players don't show up, it makes headlines. Because, of course, it's mandatory minicamp. You're supposed to be there because this is the stage right before training camp. Then it's all systems go. As we wrap up OTAs, I also want to talk about what I want to see, what I am looking forward to come mandatory minicamp. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruben Calvillo. This is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. So please make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. Now, obviously, the big storyline the past 2 weeks, CJ Stroud not throwing. It first started out as a pictorial issue. Now we are here talking about a shoulder issue. I'm very concerned for CJ Stroud. I'm not going to lie. Not concerned in the way of I'm worried about him. I'm worried about his well-being. Because CJ Stroud last year was the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Now we are hearing he's having shoulder problems right before the season. The sense of urgency for this offensive line needs to be at an all-time high. At this point, I don't even care if the rookie starts. The best five need to be out there. You have your franchise quarterback. This is your third shot at a franchise quarterback. We all know the phrase, third time's the charm. CJ Stroud is that third time. Houston Texans, you could not protect David Carr. You could not protect Deshaun Watson. Last season, you did not protect CJ Stroud, and we are seeing him still dealing with some issues. This offensive line needs to be fixed. So when DeMeco Ryans, Nick Caserio, new offensive coordinator Nick Caley say, hey, everything is for precaution, it is nothing serious, I believe them because it's OTAs. It's voluntary. We get to June 10th, which is the start of mandatory minicamp, and CJ Stroud still not throwing. We're going to have another difficult conversation. The more CJ Stroud doesn't throw, ladies and gentlemen, the more the concern grows. Now, of course, we could stop all this talk as soon as June 10th, as soon as CJ Stroud goes out there with his helmet on and starts slinging the football. But there is cause for concern. You have a new offensive coordinator, an offensive line that will have 4 new starters. You have 3 rookies that could be an impact as immediate as day one. You want CJ Stroud to be out there. The one thing I do like about mandatory minicamp coming up is because we're going to know if there's a legit serious issue or not. With that being said, guys, one of the main storylines coming out of OTAs, the main storyline is CJ Stroud not throwing the football. Did he have a shoulder surgery? I don't know. But something is going wrong. Whether it's minor, something is wrong to not have him throw. Now, maybe it's just the schedule. But CJ Stroud, wishing you the very best. This is something to monitor. The second The second main storyline is this offensive line. Because it's now been multiple times where the first offensive line thrown out there during organized team activities is Cam Robinson at left tackle. No surprise there. He's only been a left tackle in this league. Laken Tomlinson at left guard. Now, this is where I got it wrong. I thought this would be Titus Howard at left guard and Laken Tomlinson at right guard. But no, Laken Tomlinson has only ever been a left guard in this league, has been a Pro Bowler at left guard for the San Francisco 49ers. He's been there. Center, this is where everyone gets like shocked. Because let me get his name. Because I keep on messing up. I keep on calling him Andrew Jackson, but I know it's Jake Andrews. Shout out to Jake Andrews. Was picked up by the Houston Texans towards the end of the year last year from the New England Patriots. Harley, shout out to the lead, brought up a great piece where they talked about how Cole Popovich played a big part in the drafting of Jake Andrews. That he told the New England front office, I just came from New England. If I was still there, I would want Jake Andrews. Now, what did Jake Andrews play under Cole Popovich? Center. We may have to be putting in our tinfoil hats here, but there is some weight, I think, to Jake Andrews potentially being a starting center for you. However, we still want to see Juice Scruggs. We still want to see Jared Patterson. Those are the names that we've been talking about all offseason. So it was very surprising to see Jake Andrews thrown into the mix. But, right now, I would say it's a tie between Jake Andrews, Juice Scruggs, and Jared Patterson. We'll find out once we get to mandatory minicamp. Then right guard, no question. It's been Titus Howard. Now, Titus Howard has played right guard before for the Houston Texans. Titus Howard has played all over the offensive line for the Houston Texans. I'm not worried about Titus Howard. Titus Howard, I'm changing my ideas on him. I'm starting to, to be a real Titus Howard fan. And then, of course, right tackle Blake Fisher. We've been talking about it all year. I think the tackles have been solidified. But there's also the rookie, Ariante Ursery. When the Texans throw out a different variation of the first O-line, Ariante Ursery is at tackle. But like I said, the sense of urgency has to be at a 10 with this group. It's the 5 best out there. Figure it out. But those are the main storylines coming out of OTAs. No surprise. No surprise there. The defense, no one has any concerns because it's led by D'Amico Ryans. It has Derek Stingley. It has Will Anderson Jr. The only thing about the defense that we're keeping an eye on is just C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's just not there. Once he's there, it's all systems go. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up OTA, C.J. Stroud not throwing. Is there a potential starting offensive line right before our eyes? With that being said, for more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free and follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.